where best friends and next-door neighbors, Willow and Lillian, spill the tea on murder, mysteries, and other things that go bump in the night. So get your favorite teacup ready, and let's get into it. Welcome to Cruelty Podcast. This is Lillian, and with me is Merris.
Hello.
Because it's Merris Monday.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance for my voice. Willow's a willow, and it got me sick.
Yeah.
And so I do not feel good. So
That's very sad.
It is a tragedy.
Yeah.
It goes against the law, which is you cannot be mean to me.
Yeah.
Only
The
be
germs
nice
are
to
being
me.
mean to you.
Yeah. So Willow is going to be punished.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to destroy her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. It's fine.
Yep.
So I sure do love a weird case. I especially love one I know not many people have heard of. And this was featured a long time ago on Unsolved Mysteries back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I found myself thinking about it today. Just kind of popped into my head.
Nice.
And so I thought we'd think about it together.
Hooray.
And it involves aliens or ghosts. Or both.
Wait, or ghosts?
Ooh, on this
one or the
who-
other?
On this one, honestly, who the fuck knows?
Oh.
I think what it involves is, like, after careful study, is it involves alien ghosts, like ghosts of aliens.
Like they're dead aliens?
Maybe? You'll see. We'll see what you think at the end.
Okay.
Okay. This is the case of the lead masks.
Sounds spooky.
It is. In the 1960s in Brazil, two men wearing suits were found lying side by side on a hill, dead. They had no apparent injuries and had strange items with them, including two crudely made lead masks. Their deaths, as well as the masks, remain an enduring and creepy mystery. So let's jump in, because we can solve it.
I'm sure we can. We're very smart here.
We're very smart. You're Dr. Paranormal.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and so we're just going to put on our great mouse detective hats.
Yes.
And we're just gonna solve this today.
Okay, we'll do it.
Me and you.
Yeah.
And the tea bags here.
Yeah, they can help.
On August 17th, 1966, close friends Miguel Jose Viana, who was 34, and Manuel Pereira de Cruz, who was 32, were preparing for a trip to buy a car and electronic equipment.
Okay.
At least that's what they told their wives before they left, taking 3 million quazarios with them, and that was Brazil money at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They left to catch the bus out of town. Both men were television repairmen, so their families didn't think that this trip was weird. They were like, that they were getting electronic equipment, just like it seemed like it was just going to be for their work.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so it just didn't register to their loved ones as anything outside of them making purchases for their job.
Mm-hmm.
The men, and they had talked about getting a car before, so that wasn't weird either. The men told their loved ones that they were going to São Paulo, which was over 400 miles away. Instead, they went to Niterói, which is just outside Rio de Janeiro.
Okay.
And given the bus tickets later found on their bodies, this had been a deliberate deception. They had never intended to go to São Paulo. It was like in the opposite direction, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Upon arriving in Niterói, they went to an electronics shop where they talked to the owner of the shop for quite some time, like almost an hour. But they didn't buy anything there. After that, they went to several more shops and purchased mineral water and raincoats.
Okay.
Later that day, at around 5 p.m., a local boy noticed the men sitting side by side on top of Vietnam Hill. The boy didn't notice anything else and went on his way, even though he found that the situation was odd. The two men sat on the top of the hill, wearing their bright yellow raincoats in their business attire. And that's kind of what was strange. They were wearing, like,
Nice suits.
And, like, with ties.
Uh-huh.
And then they put these... And it's not raining.
Well, I mean, it's Brazil. They're known for a rainforest. I was like, maybe it's not that weird.
It weren't raining, and it was weird, and everybody thought so.
I just was trying to make sense of it.
It's just going to get weirder from here on out. None of this makes sense. So the next day, the boy couldn't fight off his curiosity, so he returned to the spot that he'd seen the men sitting in their raincoats. And this is the top of Vietnam Hill, and he saw both men that were still there, only this time they were lying down. The boy figured they were sleeping, and he let them be. He came back again, and sources differ on how many days it was for his third trip. So doesn't matter. He was confronted with a horrific smell and saw that the men weren't sleeping at all, but they were in fact dead.
Right.
The bodies were badly decomposed after being out in the elements for at least 3 days. Authorities were swift to arrive on the scene, but right away it was a real head-scratcher, raising more questions than answers. As there were no apparent injuries, and they were dressed in business suits with raincoats over them, so that was also strange. Beside the bodies was the mineral water they'd purchased their first day in Meteoroy. The other 2 items were strange, and it was a pair of, it looked like crudely made sunglasses, but they were made out of lead. And they were like clearly DIY. There were notes by the bodies that had electrical equations, but more strangely were the instructions included in these notes, and I will read them. The instructions were: Sunday, 1 capsule after lunch. Wednesday, 1 capsule at bedtime. 4:30, be at the arranged place. 6:30, take capsules. After feeling the effects, protect half the face with the lead masks.
It must be something like, what do you call it? Like radioactive? Like these capsules and the lead masks?
Possibly, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Miguel had over 150,000 quasarios on him, while Manuel only had about 4,000, but remember they'd left with 3 million. So what happened to the money? They didn't buy anything but the raincoats and mineral water and like some food. The men were quickly identified, but it was clear from the notes that they hadn't meant to die on that hill. But that
took too many capsules. I don't know.
Well, we don't even know what the capsules were. But that left many questions, like why were they up there? What did the notes and the masks mean? And how had they died? The first step was going to be figuring out just why they were there and what they'd intended to do if they hoped to solve this case. Autopsies of the men were pretty inconclusive. There was no trauma to any of their organs or anything. They hadn't been shot. They hadn't been poisoned. And they weren't on drugs.
Well, the capsules could be iodine. This is my guess. This is just truly guess.
People believe, like, people who've studied this case believe they were probably iodine capsules to protect them against radiation.
Right, because of lead mass, right?
Yes, but that would have been harmless. Would not have killed them. They don't know what killed these men to this day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Word got out about the case to the media, and this fueled public speculation as authorities were interviewing friends and relatives hoping to find any clue. A local man came forward with a story. On the night of August 17th, the day the men arrived in Meteoroy, this local man was with his wife and children in their car, and they drove by Vietnam Hill. They stopped to observe an oval-shaped object in the sky. It was orange with a band of fire around the edges of it. Many more locals came forward to report the same sighting of this UFO with similar descriptions, the night those men were up on that hill. Now, investigators had been able to gather some information about the men. The wives of the men provided the cover story that they'd used about buying the car. Miguel's sister had said that the day before Miguel left, he told her that he had a mission to carry out and that it was very important, but he wouldn't tell her what it was. So this has led people to speculate they were spies or something for the government.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I was
No.
like, that's sort of my vibe if they're messing around with like maybe having to transport radioactive material
No,
or
this
something.
is about to go off the rails.
Oh, dang.
All right, so another man became a focus of this case as a suspect, and his name was Alicio Gomez. The men's wives described this man as their husband's assistant, like helping them repair stuff. He would be arrested for giving police contradictory and conflicting stories about his involvement with the men's deaths. Gomez told police that Miguel and Manuel were scientific spiritists, and they conducted strange experiments. He said they ran a secretive radio station talking about their ideas in their spare time. Gomez said that the men were part of a super secret society, and that most all TV repair technicians in Brazil were also involved in scientific spiritism.
Gomez sounds like he's full of shit.
Oh my God, he's not.
No?
No.
He sounds nuts.
I know, but he isn't. Police immediately rolled their eyes like you just did.
Yeah, me. I'm the police here.
And they lost all interest in Gomez, despite the fact that Miguel's wife saw the two arguing just before Miguel's death. like before he left on his trip.
Uh-huh.
Police instead turned their attention to finding a possible third person who had been with the men on their travels and with them just before their deaths, because another strange clue is that there were leaves spread all around the men very neatly, and they had been cut very neatly with a blade.
The leaves or the men?
The leaves.
Oh.
But no blade was found at the scene, leaving investigators to believe that someone else had cut the leaves and had taken the blade with them when they left.
Why were you cutting leaves?
Nobody fucking knows.
This is weird.
This whole case is bananas.
Okay.
Another point for there being a third person was that the handwriting on the note did not match either man's handwriting.
But who was phone?
But who was fucking phone? What's more, this was not the first case of a lead mask.
What?
This is going to blow your mind.
My mind is blown already.
In 1962, a man known only as Hermes was also a television repairman. He was found dead on a hill with a similar lead mask on his face.
Stop.
However, because it was underreported, most all information associated with that case has been lost, and believe me, I looked. But I found the newspaper clipping.
Cool. But it's probably in like Portuguese or something.
It was. I got Chat GPT to translate.
Oh, yeah, we have technology now.
I got the technology. I use the AI. Don't come for me.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. AI could have been just straight up lying to me. I don't know Portuguese.
Yeah.
But really, that's all the information there was. It was a middle-aged man, TV repairman named Hermes, and he was dead on a hill with no cause of death immediate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lead mask.
Lead mask.
He was the man in the lead mask, not the iron one.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So now, what exactly is scientific spiritism?
I don't know.
Spiritism started in 1857 after the spiritualism movement began. Now, spiritualism was kind of not invented, but at least Western spiritualism movement came out in the Victorian era with the Fox sisters. And they were mediums, and they held seances. And this took off like wildfire in the U.S.
Were those the long-haired ladies, or am I thinking of someone
You're
else?
tooking of the Vril,
Yes.
And that was Nazi shit.
Oh.
They were psychic bitches because their hair was long, and they used it like an antenna.
Wow, everything is so weird.
I'm not making any of this up. Anyway, the Fox sisters contacted the dead, and spiritualism took off big time in the United States. There were like a lot of surprising people into it. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm. The Great Mouse Detective.
The Great Mouse Detective. He was super into it.
Yeah.
Even Thomas Edison, that elephant-killing fuck.
Right.
He tried to make a phone.
Tesla did that too, right?
Tesla made a radio device.
Yeah.
To
talk
contact
to ghosts.
Not ghosts, but entities.
They ghosts.
He claims they weren't people. So okay, let's do it. Let's do a quick little lesson here for all of our listeners.
All right.
What's the difference between a spirit and a ghost? A spirit doesn't necessarily have to have ever been incarnated in a body.
Right, okay.
A ghost is the spirit of a dead human being.
They all ghosts to me.
They're not all ghosts. Very different. Some things are just incorporeal cosmic horrors that want to talk to you on your magical spirit phone, Thomas Edison.
Wow.
And they want to yell at you for killing an elephant like a big asshole.
Yeah, that is a dick move to do.
And for stealing Tesla's ideas, you dumb cunt. I hope
Right.
you're in hell.
I'm sure he is.
Absolutely. We don't like Thomas Edison here.
No.
Dick. He was the Elon Musk of his age.
True.
So anyway, and again with spiritualism, Harry Houdini was a huge advocate against it, and he went around and debunked a lot of it.
Yeah.
But then he died. So.
But he was super curious though, I know that.
Yes, he was. He was a very curious, intelligent, entertaining human being.
Yeah.
R.I.P. So what's the difference between spiritism and spiritualism? Well, spiritism was started in 1857 after the spiritualism movement began, and it started after the publication of a book called The Spirit Book by a French author named Allan Kardec. It was considered more of a science than spiritualism, and many who followed it engaged in various experiments to try and prove the existence of spirits on the other side. It also was kind of trying to take measurements of how spirits interacted with physical objects in the physical world.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of was like, think spiritualism, but more pretentious. Yeah. And now, all that being said, the 1960s saw a resurgence in spiritism in Brazil in particular. It became wildly popular due in large part to the work of a man named Chico Xavier. He was an author and he made appearances on TV. He was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize by over 100,000 people in Brazil. Today, the echoes of his influence are still felt. There are over 4 million practicing spiritists in Brazil today.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, he was like a kind of psychic TV guy.
Yeah, that stuff's fun.
That stuff is fun. And I'm going to cover him on Patreon.
Oh, Patreon.
He was a fascinating person. And
Cool.
this is going to be a really cool episode.
All right.
I'm getting through Ruby Ridge. I'm almost done with that. And then I'll be doing Chico Avier.
All right.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
A book on spiritism was found in Miguel's workshop along with remnants of lead. It was clear Miguel had made the masks. Gomez told police that Manuel and Miguel believed they could contact beings who lived on Mars. They believed through experimentation they could summon UFOs and speak to the spirits of the inhabitants of Mars.
Okay.
On June 13th, 1966, people in Campos, Brazil, they see a UFO hovering over the water just offshore. And Campos is where Manuel and Miguel live.
Okay.
And then remember, this is almost a month, 2 months before they go and get killed.
Right.
However way they do. So they see this bright, almost blinding light hovering over the water, and then it just fucking like ascends into the air and explodes.
Huh.
The sound of the explosion was so loud that people heard it from miles away.
Wow.
Local fishermen said they saw pieces of the UFO fall into the sea. Even the Brazilian military got involved, and that's the last we hear of it. One piece of information we get from the military's investigation is that they intercepted a strange radio broadcast talking about the UFO. Now, remember, Gomez said that Miguel...
They're a little radio station of
They
their
had a
own.
little ham radio station, yeah. Supposedly, Manuel and Miguel conducted an experiment in Manuel's garden around the same time the UFO sighting and explosion. They created a device and it exploded.
Right.
Gomez was implying that the UFO was actually something the two men created, and they had no intention of it exploding. It was a failure. Without conclusive autopsy reports, we're kind of left to assume that whatever capsules they were taking that were talked about in the handwritten instructions are the probable cause of death.
I mean, it definitely could be some kind of poison that they don't normally check for and stuff like that, right? Like, 'cause especially back in 1966 in Brazil, it's not like they have for like a great forensics.
But
then,
they
right?
did.
They did. Okay.
Yes, it was just on par with ours, I would
Well,
say.
okay. So did we find out what it is?
No.
Oh.
And that there's no mention in the autopsy report of any half-digested or mostly digested capsules as you would expect. A year after their deaths, their bodies were exhumed and tested again for toxins, and they used hair. There's nothing.
Damn it.
Nothing.
Damn it. Frustrated.
Now, that doesn't rule out more exotic toxins that wouldn't have
Right.
been tested for.
Yeah.
But even then, there's like no damage to the internal organs. Like they just dropped dead.
They went home. The ET went home.
They got fucking beam me up, Scotty. I don't fucking know. Now, there are claims that the grass under their bodies died and never grew back. Like it's
So you
to
just
this
got
day.
man-shaped like dead patches of grass.
Yes.
I want pictures of that.
I mean, I'd have to go to Vietnam Hill, and I'm not gonna do
Where's
that.
your man-shaped grass from 1966?
Show me your man-shaped grass. And they'd be like, ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah.
On to leg. I don't know what they would say because I don't speak Portuguese.
No.
So, to me, it's very clear a third person was there. There are no capsules on the bodies or at the scene. Someone cut the leaves around the men. The lead masks...
What's with the leaf cutting?
We don't know. The lead masks were noted in the notes found on the bodies to be used for protection against a strong light. It's safe to assume that they used the lead against radiation, too.
Right.
It's possible they thought they were going to encounter radiation, is what I'm saying.
Yes, I believe that.
Also, what the fuck happened to most of their money? Now, Gomez was ruled out as a suspect, but someone had given the men a ride to the base of Vietnam Hill.
Mm-hmm.
This man was described as being blonde, and he was seen with both men before they died at like a hotel or something similar. Now, this case, by and large, is considered solved.
What?
Because of a single man's confession in 1969.
Who is this man?
We're going to talk about him. This man was already in prison and serving a long, life sentence for unrelated things when he confessed to a family member that he had been responsible for the men's deaths in the lead mask case. The man, Masani, said he was with a group of men in Meteoroy when he overheard Manuel and Miguel saying they were looking to buy a car. Masani and his group of thugs decided that Manuel and Miguel were easy marks. So Masani and his associates approached them being all friendly, and they offered to drive them, and they took them to Vietnam Hill, where they forced the men out of the car, and then they turned on them and forced them to walk up to the summit of the hill and ingest poison capsules, where they then took their money and fled. However, this story is clearly bullshit. First, the boy found Manuel and Miguel sitting on top of the hill alone, and they were perfectly fine. They were not with a group of thugs. 2, no poison was found in their system. 3, the handwritten note was not done hastily, and so it begs the question then, why would a group of criminals take the time to write this note? Also, Miguel and Manuel were wearing raincoats. Why would the thugs make them put those on?
And what's with the iron masks?
Yeah, none of that makes any sense.
And the Gomez part, where they're like the radio guys or something.
Yeah, nope. In addition, it doesn't account for the UFO sighting, which could have been another one of Manuel and Miguel's experiments. And why did the thugs take all the money? Why would they leave about $160,000 behind?
That's a lot.
It is a lot. Now, this robbery story is clearly crap. We know there are false confessions all the time. Masani probably, look, when people are in prison and they do a false confession, they get a great day of being, or more, of being interrogated. That means they get, fast food, better food. They get cigarettes. They get attention. Yeah. And I think that's what Masani wanted.
Maybe they could even get, extra time off or something.
No, but they literally get, special treatment for the questioning.
Okay. All right.
When we were covering Otis Toole and that other fucking guy I can't remember the name of, they falsely confessed to, hundreds of murders.
Right.
Just because they were getting burgers and milkshakes. And I'm not even playing.
I'll do murder for the burger.
Yes.
Murder burger. Okay.
Murder burger.
Yeah.
That would be a great themed restaurant, except it's insensitive, and so no.
Oh.
Yeah. So authorities and the media were super duper quick to accept this story from Masani and slap case closed on it. They literally did. The case has never been and will likely never be reopened. We do not know what killed those men. And we probably never will. So what do you think happened?
God, I thought I had it solved somehow, but I don't.
Holy shit, Dr. Paranormal.
Well, I think E.T. went home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I made disgusting mouth noises. I had to swallow some water because my voice is dying. There are a lot of theories. Number one, I don't think they're secret agents. I am confused but intrigued about the idea that TV repairmen in Brazil are all scientific spiritists.
I want to. If you are a TV repairman from Brazil, you gotta call in.
Look,
somehow.
We are actually pretty popular in Brazil.
Oh
Olá.
Shit!
I don't think Olá is the right one. I don't know Portuguese.
I'm sorry. I don't know nothing about. Yeah, no.
I'm sorry that I just butchered your language and culture.
Yeah.
But if you are listening and you have a relative or you are yourself a TV repairman, you must email me and you have to tell me if you're in a secret society.
Yes.
Please, come on.
Tell me.
Tell me.
I won't tell anybody.
Oh my God.
I'm on a podcast, but
please tell me. I will not tell anyone but Merris.
Yeah.
And he won't tell anybody. I
don't know anybody.
Friend. Yeah, I'm his only friend. And he's my only friend, except for Willow, and we won't fuck her. She got us
sick.
She don't get to know about the secret TV repairman society in Brazil.
Yeah, fuck her.
So please tell me. You have to tell me. I'm dying. And look, the law is that you have to be nice to me.
Yeah.
So be nice to me and tell me.
Tell us.
You know what else is nice?
What is it?
It's business time.
Business time.
Okay, so I have a Patreon, and I just said I'm doing cool shit on it.
Yeah.
What did I just say I was going to do?
We got more content in the Patreon.
Well, sure, but I just said I was going to do something, and it left my mind, and it was so
I don't
rad.
know.
I want a divorce.
I know we're going to do the sister-wife murder thing.
That's on our other podcast.
Oops.
You're messing this up
I am messing it up.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we fix it?
Well, we can't. You've ruined it now. Actually, just tell them about your other podcast.
Oh, well, I have another podcast. It is called Reality with your host, me, Merris, and my wife, Lillian, over there.
I'm over here.
And I just review TV shows that I watch, but it's reality TV, and I just tell you what I think and my passing thoughts as I'm watching the show or movie or whatever it is that I am watching.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. Yep. Is there any other business time?
Yeah, there is. Sorry, my kid texted me.
Oh, shit.
I'm being very professional, but look, he was helping me make a dessert.
Uh-huh.
And dessert's important.
Yeah, that's true.
So fuck everyone, including you.
Yeah. What? Whoa.
Yeah. I'll go back and listen to figure out what I'm covering on Patreon, but I am covering Ruby Ridge. And I'll be covering some other cool shit this month. I'm going to be covering Columbine and Waco also on Patreon over the next couple months. Do not know what Willow's covering. Don't care. It'll be cool.
Know.
Whatever it is.
We don't know.
We have I think at this point, we have something like over 600 hours on Patreon for you to listen to.
That's a lot of hours.
It is a lot. And so that's the best way to support this podcast. You can also send us money.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, but if you have
should.
some extra lying around.
If you don't need it, but I do.
Yes. This podcast is a work of love. We don't make a lot of money off of it.
Uh-huh.
It mainly just makes enough to run it, and that's fine because we enjoy what we do.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, any and every little bit helps because I do spend probably 20 to 30 hours a week on research alone.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I'm always reading. I'm always listening and trying to find good cases for you guys. I do not know what next month's theme is, so I'm going to do something special this time.
What is it?
I'm going to let y'all decide.
Oh, my God.
But you have to come on Discord because I'm putting the vote up on Discord. Let's say I'll do it in 2 days from now. So what day is it right now?
Today is Sunday night.
Well, yeah, I know that.
The 27th?
So on the 30th, the day before Halloween, I will go ahead and put it up for vote. So please be in Discord then. The link to the Discord is in the link tree. You just click it. Download the Discord app and then just click the link and you are good to go, my friend.
Yeah.
If you have trouble getting started on Discord, you can email me. My email will be in the description of this podcast. And then, yeah, I will help you.
Uh-huh.
And then you can vote on the theme for next month.
All right.
We're not doing cannibals again. It's a little on the nose. It is.
All right.
But if you don't want to do any of that and all you want to do is listen, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice of you. And if you're on YouTube, you hit all the things that other YouTubers tell you to hit.
Right.
The bells and the thumbs up and the comment. And it better be nice.
Better be nice.
It better be nice. Do you want
Make
me to
it
cry?
nice.
Like literally, picture me in your head as a small hamster with a flower crown and like big wiggly teary eyes, and that's who you're being mean to.
That's true.
Don't do that.
No.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You have to be nice to me.
Yes.
Or I will be sad.
Yes.
Actually, I just don't give a shit and I'll just delete it. But like, it'd be cool to have nice comments, which I like, and they make me smile when I read them. Yes. But other than that, hey, I love you guys. Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah.
And listening to our show.
Yeah.
Go listen to Merris' show, Reality.
Yeah, with your host, me, Merris, and my wife over there.
Me over here.
Yeah.
I'm the co-host on that one.
Yeah.
I don't do any research. I just make shitty bitch comments.
It's just me stumbling over myself.
And me making fun of them sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice. You'll like it. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Goodbye.
Bye.
Us on your social media platform of choice. Linktree/Cruelty has all the links. Check out our Patreon for exclusive episodes, merch, ad-free episodes, live ghost hunts, and much more. Please be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded weekly. Thank you so much. See you next time. Music and production by Lee.